our next talking point and our next beer, what do we got?
We've got
another Smaltz?
Smaltz.
So I think we're through with the Smaltz 12-pack.
Well, there's one more.
What is there?
The last one we had. One more of those. So.
Okay.
But this is the Messiah Nut Brown Ale.
I like this.
Nut
Brown.
We've got 5.2% alcohol by volume.
Is there an IBU?
I looked for it.
No, yeah, they don't usually say that, I don't think. So it's a brown, so it's not going to be very bitter. But we've already poured them into our tasters. We share this one.
Which we got at a beer festival.
Mm-hmm.
2 different beer festivals. Ooh, that's good. That's really.
It's a brown. Browns are pretty easy to drink.
Yeah, that's really.
I like browns. Like I was telling you, we really need to plan a vacation so our family can spend together.
Yeah.
And like I was, the picture I took up from my most recent was to Moonrise Brewing Company out of Flagler County, which is between St. Augustine and Daytona. And they have a brown ale, and then they have a Daytil pepper brown ale, which is freaking amazing.
I would love to try it. We went to a beer festival several years ago, and we had it was a spicy ale, and I can't remember what it was called.
Well, we had a Texas chili, which used to come with a big chili.
No, that wasn't it.
And then we had the one from the Eglinton 33rd Battalion, which was a jalapeno.
That was probably
or ghost pepper, one of the two.
And that one kind of threw you because we had been drinking a little bit before we got to that one, and it threw you because you drink it and you're like, oh man, that's spicy, and you're like, man, I gotta take a drink to kind of cool that down. And you drink the same beer, and it's just like,
it's a repeat and
your drunk brain can't handle it. It's like, oh, I gotta.
But next up, I think we're gonna talk about the Terminator Dark Fate. Because I'm a Terminator fan. Genesis was the only one I really didn't like. I liked the premise of it, but I think they screwed it up majorly, in my opinion.
I don't know that I saw that one. I think I've seen bits and pieces, but I haven't seen the...
They basically said John Connor became part of... He was a Terminator or something. It was ridiculous. They basically killed off John Connor. Salvation, I like Salvation. I liked T3. I know James Cameron wasn't a fan of anything.
That's why he's rebooted.
That's why he's rebooted to Dark Fate. They said supposedly it takes off after
T2. Yeah.
But it looks like Sarah doesn't have John anymore, which, it's like...
I hope they touch on that as to
what happened.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I like the graphics when you see the new Terminator get stabbed with a piece of rebar and then comes out.
He's half liquid, half solid.
Yes, It's going to be interesting because the director is the director who directed the first Deadpool. And I think he directed the Fantastic Four movies, not the third one, which people don't want to admit. I liked the third one a little bit because it was done by the director of Chronicle with Michael B. Jordan as the Human Torch.
I loved Chronicle, but I was not a fan of that Fantastic Four.
I thought it was a different take. I thought it was like the ultimate, because the ultimate line, which a lot of the Avengers movies I feel is with Nick Fury being who he is, more than the boring Nick Fury that he used to be. I couldn't stand Nick Fury until the ultimate line. So... To me, that was a fresh take. So I didn't mind the Fantastic Four, the reboot with Miles Teller and Michael Jordan.
I actually saw an article today that said that Fox had planned a Civil War type movie with
a crossover with the X-Men and the Fantastic Four,
and it was going to end with Mr. Fantastic ripping Wolverine's arms off,
something like that. I think they're grabbing their buttholes.
Yeah, which to me, I mean, you may have read more than I had of the Fantastic Four, but to me that seems.
There was a crossover.
That seems way out of Mr. Fantastic's character to rip somebody's arms off.
He was a very intelligent guy. He's like the most intelligent, I think. It was him and then Tony Stark, and they're like, who would win in a fight? Mr. Fantastic was smarter on the go, the quick. Where Tony, if you gave him time to plan, he could plan.
Yeah.
Anything.
Did you ever read any of the Earth X?
I have them. I have to reread them
because there was this whole thing about Mr. Fantastic, the Invisible Woman dies or whatever, and he becomes and they end up killing off Dr. Doom. Mr. Fantastic takes over as Dr. Doom.
Really?
And
I have to go reread that because I do have them.
It was really interesting because there was a point in there where they needed to use Cerebro from X-Men, and he used his stretching ability to stretch his brain out to make it a little bit larger, and he was able to use Cerebro after that.
Oh, wow.
It was really interesting. I was like, okay, this is kind of a cool take on him, but, I mean, it wasn't anything as far as, ripping somebody's arms off and going super violent, but,
Exactly. I don't think he was a violent person. Logan's always been the most violent, I think, of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
In the good guys section.
Yeah.
But
what do you think? Okay.
We're steering off the Terminator.
I know we are.
We're way off base of Terminator.
We are. I mean, it kind of led to here, though, but I would say next point, what do you think of Robert Pattinson as the new Batman?
I think it's an interesting choice.
I can't wait.
Because of the fact everyone wants to judge him by his Twilight series.
Yeah.
And he has a movie called The Rover, which I don't know if you've seen The Rover. It was on Netflix. It was written by Cormac McCarthy, who did No Country for Old Men. Very interesting fellow. And Robert plays with opposite of Guy Pearce. And I love Guy Pearce. And Robert throws like this country accent that throws you. You're watching him the entire movie and he keeps it, because that's the great thing about like British or foreign, not American. They can sit there and be good at other accents, where American actors have a hard time with foreign accents.
There's a lot of British actors that you don't realize are British if you only see them in certain roles.
Hugh Laurie.
Lincoln. Andrew Lincoln.
Oh, Andrew Lincoln? Yeah, Walking Dead.
I mean, I didn't know for a while that he was
Coral!
British. Yeah.
He couldn't say it right. Coral! One of the best things is Google or YouTube. Look under YouTube for the Coral videos, and you can see how many times he says it. It's pretty hilarious. Everyone on the set picked on him about that. Wandering away from Terminator. That's okay. But I think Robert's going to be a good choice, because I think Matt Reeves is going to be a great director for that, and it's going to be focusing on Batman as more of a detective.
I think he's going to blow people away.
Yes.
I actually went on a limb, and I was really looking forward to seeing Wolf Boy from Twilight.
Taylor Lautner?
Taylor Lautner, yeah. I always say he's got a girl's name, Taylor. But
because Taylor Swift.
Yeah. I went on a limb with that one movie he did where he was supposed to be a sleeper agent.
Oh, yeah.
I expected more of him. I was like, I went into
wanted more of him.
I did. I went into it. I was like,
Twilight, he seemed like he was the best actor.
Yeah, I was like, I went into it thinking he has a chance to be one of the next action stars. And then you watch it and you're like, he's a shitty actor. I'm sorry. We'll bleep that out.
He's a crappy.
He's very
well. No,
bad.
I don't think he is. I just sometimes it takes a good director to pull the best actor.
Yeah.
Out, and that's the whole thing. Is sometimes they want to blame the actor when it's the director.
Yeah.
Is they're not pushing the right buttons to find what that actor can do.
Yeah. That's where we're going a little more off. Kevin Smith is really good at that.
I love Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith is great, and he has a whole story. You can look him up here on YouTube. He does a lot of it looks like stand-up comedy, but he's a lot of stories about him directing movies and such. And one of them was Bruce Willis and Cop Out. Yeah, sorry, I'm really bad.
And his favorite actor of that movie was Tracy Morgan.
Oh,
he had the hardest time with Bruce Willis.
Well, and he goes.
He said, "I'm not going to say who was a diva on set." Yeah. But it wasn't Tracy Morgan.
He has this whole story about he was like, what was the show Bruce Willis was in when he first started? Moonlighting. He was like, he had this scene, and he was like, in this scene, I want your character, this acting you did in Moonlighting in this specific episode. This is what I'm looking for. And he said they went through, I don't know, I'm wanting to say 20, 30 takes. Yeah. And finally at the end, he was like, all right, fine, I'll finally do it. I'll finally pull it out. And he did it, and he gave him that. And I regret still not having gone back to look at that scene just to see, that portrayal. But he knew what he was looking for, and he waited for it.
Yeah.
He would not give up until he got exactly what he was looking for. And I think a lot of directors probably give up. They're like, this is what I'm looking for, and the actor's not giving it to them, and they don't wait and, let them kind of reach that point,
Yes.
So
you can see mine. Smaltz, Nut Brown.
I'm a nurser.
Nut Brown. I liked it. You obviously you liked it.
I like it.
I just
but
took it a little quicker.
I'm a nurser.
We started off with Terminator Dark Fate, which I am looking forward to a second preview. Then we can see more. James Cameron is always a hell of a director.
There was a lot of people complaining about the CGI in it.
There's going to be CGI. It's Terminator.
Well, no, they're complaining about the quality of the CGI, and that's kind of the idea that I had of it. That face, if you're more focused on the CGI,
it'll be finished by the time it comes out. James will make sure
it will look great. But to me, again, like you go to a movie to see the story,
yes,
not the CGI. If you're focused on that, your opinion.
The
really
story
doesn't
should
matter.
take you away from CGI. I mean, that's why everyone fell in love with Avatar. Avatar had no interest for me. I was like, after it made $1.5 billion.
I need to put a trap.
1 second. We're in a house, obviously, with children.
Yes.
It was hot outside, and I couldn't get good lighting because
And it's dark.
Anyways, we'll come back,
Yeah.
see y'all, and we might talk even about Kevin Smith because Kevin Smith's awesome.